Okay, so we have seen a bit of anecdotal evidences, and then we understood the importance of using a statistical approach. We saw what actually a statistical approach is. We had a very famous question: do first reviews arrive late? We saw what anecdotal evidences are for answering this question. Then we saw a data set of National Survey of Family Growth, and the book that we are following right now, and the code that we are using is from thinkstats.com, and it redirects to something like greenteapress.com. It is a very good book which you can refer for learning the starting part of data science, which is statistics basically. We have seen the data set how it is. The data set is in two parts. First one is the data, which is like .dat.gz format file, which we have to extract into a .dat file, and then we saw what the data is. The data is not comma separated. The data is like fields. It has fields of particular length for one value, for particular values, and the how this data is, the data in this data set is organized is described in this dictionary, right? So these two things we have seen, and we have also discussed the two types of studies: the cross sectional study and longitudinal study. And what are they? So we see that NSFG, this study is a cross sectional study because it captures a snapshot of a group uh, of the a group of the data points at a given point of time. We saw what a representative sample is, and we were here. We started with this, right? So we did some important importing, and this is for getting the this function gets a particular URL if that particular file is not present inside in your in your live in your this in your file system, right? So we downloaded, if not already downloaded, these two files, and similar more files that were required, right? The data set and the dictionary and all. NSFG is already built library by the authors of this book, which we are using directly for the sake of simplicity in the beginning. And this function reads the data set as a pandas data frame, and then head will give you the first 5 rows of the data frame. This is how the first 5 rows of a data frame will look like, right? All this is described in the dictionary, right? So let us see how it is described in the dictionary. Um, the it is 2002 fempreg.dct 2000 here .dct is a dictionary, right? So column 1, the first column is a string of 12 bytes, and the name is case ID, respondent ID number, the number of a given patient, right? Can this be repeated? Can this case ID be repeated? Yes or no? Yes, it can be repeated because it is the name of the patient, and one patient can become pregnant multiple times, right? Preg order, which is a pregnancy order, the first pregnancy, second or third or fourth, whatever it is, pregnancy order in number, right? How preg, and it is the number of weeks or months currently pregnant, number of pregnancy length uh, reported in months or weeks, and similarly there are all the columns that are used and their format, and the description is given in this DCT file. Okay, so if you want to see the whole data frame, you just type this data frame name. Reg is the data frame that has been created from, where it is, this one. This is not yet extracted, so I have shown you the extracted version of it as well. Okay, so if you want to get a list of if you want to get columns, all the columns, you can write dot columns. If you want to get a name of a particular column, then dot columns and that particular index in which it is, and then if you want to get one particular column, all the data in one particular column, you can do this drag and then the column name in single quotes because it is a string, right? And then if you want to take a slice of this particular series, then starting index, ending index plus one, and step this way you can get a particular a slice of the of that particular series. I think we have done till here previously. Yes, we have discussed till here, no? In the last session. Okay. So this was one of the ways of selecting one column, and another way is to use a dot operator. There is a dot notation, right? If you just write dot reg order, this will give you one series and this is the same data type, right? So now we are going to do some operations on this data frame that we have reg. Okay, I will have to run this. Okay. Yes, so the data set we have. So let us understand this outcome. What is the outcome? Where is this column called outcome? It is not shown here because of its length, because the data set is big. So reg dot outcome, right? It is one particular series that we have. Let us understand what is the meaning of outcome. Yes, pregnancy outcome, and it is not very clear, right? So I will try to see it in the book. So in the book also the not much is mentioned about it.